Hey guys, it's Mike
and Forrest,
and we're with Nurcs Craft Stick Connectors, and today we're going to teach you how to build anti-gravity craft sticks like this. Okay, so they don't really defy gravity. This is something called a Tensegrity sculpture. I've been fascinated with Tensegrity sculptures for a long time, and I've always wanted to build one with Forrest and my other kiddos, but I haven't seemed to be able to make time to get out to the garage and put together the 2x4s and do it large scale. But I had the idea the other day that we might be able to do it with Nurcs. So we gave it a shot, and sure enough, it worked out. So I thought it might be a fun project for us to build together. We'll show you how we did it. Maybe you guys can improve on our methods, and we'll go from there. What do you think?
I think that's a good idea.
Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to basically use this finished Tensegrity sculpture as kind of a reference, and then we'll show you kind of the build approach. And Forrest is going to do primarily most of the building, and I'll just help, and we'll go from there. Ready?
Let's do it.
Okay, so what do you think we should do first?
On this Tensegrity sculpture here, we have, it looks like 6 90s on each of, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sticks.
Okay.
So I have those here.
There's your 5 sticks set up.
You began.
And I got the 5th.
It looks like you began already, so.
Right before the blooper.
So, I'll just add these yellows here, also known as 90s. And let's add them to the other side. Once we get both, okay.
Okay, so I've got my side just like yours.
So I'm gonna add the 3 sticks to mine, and then you gotta connect that to yours. But wait, maybe not yet. So it looks like the bottom, right here, there's a 90 there and a 90 there, but it's not on the top.
Okay.
So before we completely apply that on your side, I think I'm gonna add in the 90s.
Okay.
Gonna go here. Maybe that one will be better. And let's apply that.
That's the bottom, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. So, okay. I have this here. Push that in. That one, and...
I feel like you got a little bit out of order here, possibly.
What do you mean?
Or no, I'm doing the other, okay, I get it. I just did the other leg. I got it.
So,
okay.
I'm gonna flip it like that.
He knows what he's doing.
And we can apply that one. That one. And finally, we gotta add this one here.
Okay. This is a good build to have a teammate, a helper on this. So either a family member or a friend. This is definitely a good 2-person project. You can do it on your own, but when it comes to the balancing part at the end, it's really helpful to have a second set of hands.
Okay, so that seems a little...
Okay, let's take a look at this. So these just need to slide as far towards the back as possible right here, and that helps sandwich the vertical member.
God, because this here was offset, so...
Okay, so I think we're good on that part.
Okay.
Okay.
So now we have this. This is our bottom piece.
Now, I think we want to add some ease to the front of that, because that helps. So the ease right here will help it from tipping. It'll keep it nice and stable.
Should we add it like?
Yeah.
There's one.
You got that one?
Okay. There's 2.
Okay.
So I think, that makes a pretty stable landing there. So
what's next?
we have this. These here, by the way, mark the bottom. So make sure that
these here, I think you mean the 90s, the extra yellow 90s right there?
Yes.
That shows you
those mark the bottom. So you can make sure you add the ease on that side, or else they'll be of no use. Okay. Now let's see. If you look on this structure here, there's 3 E's with the double popsicle stick. So let's get ourselves 3 popsicle sticks. And if you look at the top here, we actually might need a 4th, but this one's cut in half. That's a job for the not a toy.
Just a prototype right now, but hopefully we'll have this in the store soon. All right, so we've got 3 popsicle sticks coming up. You want me to cut one of those in half?
Yes, please.
Okay, so this will be the stick that gets cut in half.
All right,
the top.
Now I'll add these 3 E's right there. This, I see one there on the bottom. which is going to go there. Then we have another 2 going on that ridge. Okay, so after I apply this here, the best way to add this is you'll see the best way to add the next 2 E's, since E's can't go in like that, of course, or down straight. You're going to have to add them in at an angle here. So I'm going to try to keep this as straight as possible. I'm going to add that one, that E. I got another one right there. So I have all 3 E's. It matches pretty well right there. Okay, next we have the second popsicle stick, which seems to go through the centers.
Now the reason for the second popsicle stick, let me take over here for just a quick second. The reason for the second popsicle stick is in our initial prototypes of this, what would happen is we found there was kind of a weakness and the back popsicle stick would start like falling in. And so the second popsicle stick acts as a bit of a stabilizer, and it kind of helps prevent it from going forward too far.
Okay, so I'll E that on.
Before we do that, let's do the top, because there's a certain way that you want to add this this stabilizer on here. So here's the cut in half piece.
Okay, so I'm gonna you might want 2 90s on the top for extra stability, because it looks like here this piece here is going to be the piece that's going to, if you see here, this is going to be the piece that's going to hold up a string.
You might not be able to see it on camera, but there's some fishing line right here, and that helps sell the invisibility part. But we're not going to use the fishing line for our video. We're actually going to use some yarn just so you can kind of see what we're working with. But using fishing line at home, that's a winner.
So I'm going to apply this here. And so now we basically have this base, but as Dad said, this here's going to bend.
It has some weakness, so this is where the stabilizer stick comes in.
And so we got to make sure that this is touching the top.
And the other trick about this too
is right here.
Is you want it to stick out past the 90, and then we'll sandwich it to the other stick with some E's. Can you do that?
Do you see that?
So I'll hold it on the outside of the 90 and you sandwich it, okay?
All right. So
I'd go down a little bit further, about halfway down, yeah. Yep.
Okay. So if I go here.
So you gotta pinch them together just a little bit.
All right, so that's one. Let's turn it.
There, now the second one should be even easier.
You see that space right there? This here is how it's acting, is it's connecting up here and it's holding this also in place so this doesn't bend. You see, that's a lot stronger than it was earlier. Now, here's our second E. I want to put that on the other side. You want both. Now, it looks like we got the bottom base. Okay, let's start on the next one.
Yeah, I think this is ready. So we want to basically duplicate what we did the first time, right? So
all right, 5, 6.
Okay.
3, 4, 5. Now I'm gonna get myself. I'll
do it just like we did before. How about that?
Okay, that's a good idea. I'm gonna add 1, 2 on the top, and 2 on either side. So that means 6 per both these sticks. So, okay. I think so far this is looking good.
Okay. And just a reminder, everything that we're building today can be built with the connectors that you can get in a starter pack 500 or a bag of Nurcs 300. And as you can see, there's not that many sticks. So if you have your own sticks, you're good to go. Or if you need some sticks, you can get the starter pack 500 and you've got a lot to work with there.
Okay, now, basically since we're duplicating this, we're just gonna add the next.
Looks good, okay.
Couple. Now wait, I forgot this one step.
That's right.
And for the base, it's important that I get every step in here, because this base, I believe, this part is important, but it does show the bottom, so we'll use this, and it tells you.
So basically, just to describe it a little more, we're going to put 90s on the top and the bottom of the back of that bar, basically.
Right here.
Back bar.
We're just going to place it on this side. Also, it'll mark, as you saw on the last part we did, the E, where the E's go. Okay.
I can go ahead and, well, we might need to slide that down more so this can fit on there.
Sure.
And then I'd put it on both sides. I'd put it on the top and the bottom, because that that top can start to...
Right, because this is the top side, not just the bottom.
It gets some different forces on it, so you want to make it extra stable.
All right, so in order to change this now, I'm gonna have to undo a stick. It's actually really helpful instead of just putting all your pressure on just one piece, because sometimes it gets harder to move than other times. So I recommend you you basically just separate the stick, then move it down. It's a lot easier.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'm gonna have to move this a bit. This here is a little offset.
We're gonna throw another 90 on the back there.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, just like that.
Let's put this one like right here, just to match the other side. Okay.
Looks good.
Now we can apply this side.
If you just use the table as a base, you can push down into the table and it helps give it some stability. Looking pretty good.
These seem a little offset, do you think?
I think it's gonna work fine. There's a little bit of play here, so I think they're in all the way. I think they're gonna be okay.
Okay, let's get the next two sticks.
Okay, and this is for the vertical element?
Yep.
Yep.
We already have a cut in half stick from the other one.
All right.
Okay, this one here I believe took 3. It took 3, I believe it took 3 E's here. So, oh wait, I forgot. We're not going to have to put the E's on the bottom this time because it's the base.
That's right.
It's not top. The base. Yeah, it's the top. So if I place that there, this is the middle, I think, around. We're going to want this almost exact middle if we can. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. So now this one here goes here.
It's right into that E that you set up.
Yep, and
so this is, just so you know what we're doing, this is the vertical member hanging from the top piece right now.
Yeah.
Good. Why don't let's fit this in there because the diagonals end up getting pushed out if we don't have this in there first. So line up that stabilizer so you can know how to do the diagonals.
Oh, yeah. So I gotta put in the second stick right behind here to line up the, because there are these diagonal pieces here also. And I think did you mean that like these pieces have to?
If you put the diagonals in first, and you might need to give it some space on that front piece too.
What do you mean?
So if we slide this forward just a hair, it'll give you more space.
Ah.
And we can get that diagonal in, and then, so you can get that other diagonal in now.
Sure. Let's see. Should be able to fit that in.
And then we'll move the one member. So this slides in. Okay. So we got.
Let's see. Will it? So basically,
if you slide this forward, there you go.
You should get it in like
nice.
that.
Okay.
So for now, we're going to take that back out, and we're going to use again 2 of the 90s, and we put those onto the end, right here, and then once again we connect it here. Okay.
Very nice. Okay.
Now I believe we place this in here, and we gotta get that in to fit right here. Yep, okay. Can you hold it?
Got it.
I wanna take 2 E's, once more, put them here. All right, I think we're just about ready for the string stuff.
Got one in there, okay, one more. Good.
Okay.
Okay.
We're just about ready for our string thing. So we have our 2 pieces.
They're essentially identical with some minor differences.
And so we're gonna make this. So let's see. I think it's about time we get that out.
There we go.
All right.
Now, one thing, if you can adjust it, is you want this to, it's a fine balance. You wanna make sure that it's not leaning too far back, but you also don't want it to slide forward too far. So we're going to go ahead and just take our yarn before we cut it, and we're going to attach it with a 90 right here, okay? So what you can do is you can, and for you, you might be using fishing line, and that works great too. So we're just going to take our connector, and we're just going to slide it right on there and pinch the yarn or the fishing line or whatever we're using right to the middle of that center craft stick, okay?
Okay, so where do I cut it? So it looks like on this one, this here is roughly, I don't know, two inches or 2.5, maybe 3, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so let's go, you kind of figure out where you want to, well, actually, you can cut it, you don't have to cut it exactly, because we're gonna attach it first, and then
but make sure you don't cut it too short.
Right.
Cut it longer than needed first.
Yeah. So I think something like this would look pretty nice.
That's roughly 3, maybe 4 inches.
It's about 3 inches down. Okay.
I'll cut that.
So we're going to go ahead and attach it here with another 90.
And then we cut.
And then we cut. Exactly. Okay. Now go like this. Okay, I'm just going to, force is going to trim off some of that extra. There we go. Great. Okay, that looks good. Now, as you can see, if I put enough tension right here,
it's not falling.
It's not falling. Okay, that's the trick. All right, so next, we're going to take our yarn or twine or whatever you're using, and we're going to attach it
to, on the top piece, we're going to need this a little more now.
Yes. Before we have to do any kind of balancing, we can just go ahead and attach it just loose, okay? Kind of like we did with the center.
Yeah, so we use 90s, it looks like, on the top here.
Yep.
And there.
So you can kind of take their twine or the yarn, and you can fold it in, and then pinch that with your 90, okay?
Okay.
So there's that, and we're going to do that. Go ahead and snip off. It can be plenty loose. Go ahead and snip that right there. Just, yep, right there, it's fine. Great, okay. So there's one. We'll do the same thing again, okay? We're going to bend it to the inside. Okay. And then we're going to take another yellow 90. Okay, and try to attach it in the same spot symmetrically that we did to the first one.
For balance.
Okay, for balance, yeah. Okay, so now go ahead and snip this one with some extra slack, and we can get the yarn ball out of there. Great. Okay. Now, this is where it gets tricky, and it's going to be helpful having 2 people, okay? So I think we're done with scissors, and all we have left is 2 more connections, okay? And this is the tricky part. So Forrest, if you want to just kind of hold that right there for me, okay? All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually loop this around the back, and there's a lot of ways to do this. I think this is maybe the easiest way to get started, but if you loop it around the back, it kind of gives you like an adjustment built in, and I'm going to do that to both of these since I have a helper. Okay. And then, even without connections, I can get an idea as to if I'm on the right track, all right? Okay. Let's see how we're looking here. So hold it right here for me, and we want it to kind of lean back a little bit is what we want. Okay, and I'm going to give a little tension, just a little bit. Okay, now let go for me.
Look at that. It's holding. Now it is a little too far back.
I need more tension. Did you see how it kind of started falling?
Yeah.
So I take my adjusters, and it's leaning backwards a little bit.
It looks like it's tilted.
It is. I'm going to pull this side back. Okay. Hang on a second. Don't let go.
It's all a matter of balance.
So I think this one here is good. So we're going to pin this one. Okay. So I'm going to take this. Let's turn this around so they can see it. Okay. So this one right here, I've got it looped around, and I'm going to pin it with another 90 right on the vertical member of that back bar. There, okay? So that one's nice and stuck. Now all we have to do is adjust the balance on this one here. So
Too much?
Too much? Let go for me. Let go. It's not bad.
It's not. It might be slightly too much though.
I think it looks pretty good.
Pull it maybe 10 more.
Here, I'm gonna lock this in and see what it does.
Okay.
Okay, 1 second here. The thinner your yarn or twine, the easier it's going to be. And there we go. And then you want to snip off the back sections for us?
Absolutely.
So, like I said, and like Forrest said, it's all about balance. So you may make this, and then you might find that it's gotten loose on you, and you need to tighten things up. But it's pretty easy to tighten up and just adjust and refinagle things. And then if it falls, if somehow you lose balance and it falls, you can just pick it up, find your balance point again, and you're all set. This is how you make anti-gravity craft sticks, or a Tensegrity sculpture. For our next video, we have a special request from Everly and Larkin. They asked, would you make a video of a 3-story house? So
I think we should add a swimming pool to it. That would make it extra fun.
yeah, I think we'll add a swimming pool to it too. So maybe we'll do a few videos building a nice big 3-story house and a swimming pool. All right, tune in next time. We'll see you then.
It matches down here.
Now, one thing to
Bottom of
note,
the
get it to balance. So, and it looks like we just showed you what not to do.
Let's redo the video.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a blooper.
Beep.